The story so far, before you know it, waves overwhelm the Viola.
The thing with the spaceship is it's under the water. It's really annoying to try and get to. So you'd have to swim down and do something.
I could do that.
Then we could all give it a try and see if we can bring it up out of the ground.
1 year ago, 4 colleagues of yours were working aboard the cruise ship Prospero when the ship sank. They were washed up.
When we're in the gravest of danger, our loved ones can rescue us. Go to him.
Clive?
And in the distance, there will be the sound of a helicopter.
Go, run, but you're now trapped. Life's a game, the world's a stage, and we're all merely players.
I mean, I think it's time to up some morale. So let's have a little morale boost.
Okay.
I'm gonna boost. I'm gonna boost your morale.
With a song.
I'm gonna boost Vicky's morale
Cool,
because I
thanks,
think she's
dude.
gonna go in the lake.
You bet I am.
Get in the lake.
She is exhausted from carrying this thing, this heavy thing, slightly demoralised by the fact that she couldn't carry it the whole way when she thought she should.
Bit hungry.
Bit hungry. How do you boost her morale up?
Well, what I do is I, since she dropped it in the little in the rocky area, I have been talking to her about what it's like to change things with the whole sort of laying on hands thing. Saying how awesome it felt and how interesting it was, and giving you tips and pointers of how to do it when you finally come to do it at the lovely lake.
Great.
So I'll give you a little pep talk.
Nice, I like it.
Looking forward to what's to come.
Yeah.
And how exciting that's going to be.
Yeah.
So, +1. That's a 9.
Okay.
Vicky gains 1 morale.
Cheers, mate.
You're welcome.
Who else needs some?
I'm down 1, but I mean, I've got 1.
No, I'm going to do this.
No, because then you'll be...
It's going to give you a real nice hug.
Ah, thanks. Let's say well done. Yeah, that's a pretty nice hug. That's
10.
Yeah, you both get well.
Wow.
Vicky doesn't, but yep, Dave does.
Cool. Lovely. Nice hug. I might get some bananas because I've got a +1 for avoiding poisonous vines when I'm getting bananas. It's a very, very specific situation.
Yes, you're back at the banana grove with its poisonous vines. How would you like to go about getting some bananas?
I'm going to use the stick. Do my stick approach again.
Great. Roll intellect.
So that's +1 for my element, +1 for the vines, -1 being hungry. So it's +2 overall. 6, 7, 8.
You avoid the danger for now.
Oh, okay. Well,
You haven't cleared out the vines, but
You've got some bananas.
Everyone have a banana. Thank you.
Nom.
Nom. Okay, great. I think I'm going to try and see if I can do anything with the ship from the bank without touching it.
you get no kind of response.
There's
or feeling
nothing.
from
I've got to
the
get
bank.
in there. Okay, got to go back where the conger reel is.
We'd have to go to that bit of the boat.
And also you've got the gun.
I have got the gun, which I haven't discharged again because I'm worried it has a limited amount of
That is sensible.
charge on it, but hopefully it'll still work. So getting in the water. Anyone else coming in? Are you coming in?
Yeah, what are we going to try and do to it? Because we could all try it together.
Yeah.
Can I distract the eel?
I'm going to poke my head in and see if it's still there. Is it better to try and turn it on or try and make it do something with my powers?
Well, do you want to just go down and try and get it out of the water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
get him. Okay, swimming, swim.
With the diving helmet on, actually. You've got to remember you've got the diving helmet.
Okay.
Yeah, we have got it, haven't we?
Yeah, we got it.
So I've got it.
So you're walking along with the 10-inch reeds. Didn't you say there were like there's a seaweed at the bottom?
Yeah, so I'm walking along the bottom.
Okay, and so the hose is, you're all keeping an eye on the hose, which is up on shore.
I'm going...
Yeah.
Can we talk?
You can breathe normally. You can breathe normally.
that is the noise that it makes.
So we can talk down the hose. We're just checking up on you.
You have tunnel vision. You're seeing out of a small circular porthole in the middle of the helmet.
Cool.
You've got little portholes on the left and right side.
But I have to go like this. So I approach the ship.
So what's the initial plan? You said you were going to check whether the eel was still there and a problem, or are you going straight?
I think I'm just going to go straight and try and do something. Yeah. So I'm going to put my hands on it and think really hard, like Alex told me to. And I'm going to try and maybe see if I can turn it on with my mind. Yeah, that's my plan. It up. Yeah, power it up.
Okay, roll resolve and +1 for your affinity with this.
Okay, so
object.
That's 1, that's 2. Do I get any others?
You just had a banana, so you're
not hungry.
But you are alone.
Yes, I am on my own. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm really pursuing a mystery at this point, am I?
I'd say you are. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
Pursuing a mystery at the
mystery.
I mean, you are
2, 3.
You are sort of going for rescue as well, but
yeah, that's why I was thinking. Oh, okay. I'm still focused on mystery. Okay, so it's a 3.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9. Honestly, my rolling today has been absolutely shocking.
You can do it, but it's going to cost you morale.
Well, that's fine. Let's do it. Worth it.
As below the water, unseen by the other 3, you start to fade and become transparent slightly. As in your mind, you feel the memories of your life with this ship that felt like, at first, up till now, like something half remembered. That life starts to take solid form in your mind, and you start to realise, that it may not have been real to this version of me, but it was real. It was a real life. And you start to feel yourself slip between the two. So
I think it sort of starts to hum and light up, and it's sort of maybe even a little bit vibrating in the water, which is sort of shaking it loose from the various detritus and leaves and vines and things that have wrapped around it from the bottom of the lake.
Yeah, and it is starting to rise ever so slowly from the bed of the lake, but it's unstable. This is half a ship. It doesn't have its forward stabilizers. That term comes into your head and you're I knew this term once.
Yeah.
So it is rising in an unstable way and an unpredictable way, and you're not sure how that's gonna work. Okay, so I think what I want to try and do is see if I can go inside the ship, there's a way to move it out of the water and onto dry land. So maybe I'm gonna walk into the bit that I was in before where the console is. Now that you're weighed down by the helmet, you have to kind of walk in on the lower deck and make your way up a gangway to the deck you were on before. And you see through the tunnel vision of your helmet, you see writhing movement in that nest behind the console again. The old friend, the conger eel. I think I've got my weapon drawn, and I think I'm going to try and sort of focus a bit of that energy on the weapon and shoot it at that area to try and at least frighten them away. That's the main. I think that's because I'm thinking it's some kind of pulse of energy rather than a. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Cool. Roll intellect. Okay. Oh, roll a 12. Boxcars. Got them boxcars. Right. You avoid the danger and you have +1 to evade or deal with it in the future as well. You discharge the weapon. It works a second time. The pulse ripples through the water, strikes the eel, and it, in a panic, it scribbles itself around through the water and orientates itself and arrows out of the wreck. It's I've had enough. I say wreck, but it's now moving, and you can feel the deck listing to one side under you as the engines, which were not made to manoeuvre in water, struggle to move the vessel. The 3 of you on shore, you can see movement of the hose as Vikki is moving about. And it's actually starting to get towards being taut now because she's kind of walked in and up some stairs. And but you can also see under the water, you can see the water start to churn, and you can see a bright blue-white light start to emit from where those of you who've been under the water know the rear, the stern of the ship is. So I'm approaching the console and I want to see if there's something that's obviously some kind of navigational system that allows me to make the ship. If only there was someone with captain skills down here. But, that's not me.
What do I need to do to see if I can drive the ship?
Roll
intellect.
Yeah.
8.
The console that you're at controls the power.
Yeah.
You have
It's like the engine room.
Yeah, pretty much. You have no control over steering, direction, anything like that. Navigation, any kind of systems like that, you figure must be in the missing forward half of the ship. But you do have control over how much power is going to the engines versus some of the other systems on the ship.
Right. So I think I'm going to try and redirect pulses of energy into the engines to try and see if that can push the ship out of the water.
I was going to say down the hose, keep doing whatever you're doing. It's going great.
You're right.
Thanks for the pep talk, friends.
Slide a banana down.
Just get this banana down there.
Do you need any help?
I mean, if we can, I'm wondering if maybe we can apply some mind energy to move the ship once I get it up out of if I can get it up out of the water.
So we'll be ready to jump on when it comes out of the water.
Yeah, and lay your hands on it.
So I'm going to start swimming out to the middle of
Okay,
the lake.
so you start swimming out.
Yeah, and try and position. I'm going to do the same and try and position myself over where it looks like it's coming up.
Yeah.
So they'll kind of pick us up.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
It's not safe, but let's give it a whirl.
Okay, I think this is intellect again.
Okay. 10. Yeah, I think I find some controls that I realise if I press one up, it sort of makes the engines almost sort of rev in a way, but it's more like a pulse of energy than what we would conceive of revving as being. And it sort of makes the ship sort of bounce a bit out of the water. And every time I do it, it's almost like it's getting a bit higher in the water because it's sort of pushing the water down underneath it, and it's getting closer and closer to the surface every time I do it.
Yeah, so the ship breaches the surface of the lake and it comes up right underneath you, Dave. You're now standing on the top. You get your first proper look at this artifact, this structure. The chipped and faded and water eroded brown paint.
Beautiful brown.
Must have been beautiful once.
A familiar boxy stern shape, the comforting blue-white glow of those engines.
No wonder it's such a lovely lake.
And you start to realise maybe this is why I just got that feeling of loveliness from this lake this whole time.
Makes sense. I'm going to lay down and put my hands on it. Well, so I'm not standing up as well.
Yeah, safer,
Scary. And then, is Vikki out of the water yet, or is she?
I think
sort of halfway.
as the engines rev or jet or boost, Vikki is kind of by stages.
Yeah,
the diving helmet is emerging from above the water.
But I'm in it.
Because we all want to think the same thing, right?
Potentially, yeah.
I'm going to try and do some kind of uniform thinking power.
Yeah. Alex, you also are now able to swim onto the upper deck to where Vikki is.
I'm shouting at Dave, hopefully over the noise of the engines. What do you want to do? Are we getting this on land? Is that what we're doing?
Or should we just turn it into a hot air balloon?
Just turn it into something that can
get us out of here.
Can you make the other half of the ship?
Yeah, can we make it whole?
Can we finish the ship?
If you know what it looks like, maybe.
I've got a rough idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Touch up the paintwork?
Yeah.
That's all
shiny brown. Yeah, so should we try and make it whole again? Because we
at the same time.
we haven't seen this stuff make more
New
of
stuff.
itself.
We haven't. We've
only seen it. We might end up with a really small version of it.
Which I am inside.
So, shall we say, turn it into something that can get us off the island?
Might be safer.
Yeah.
So should we try and maybe well, it's designed to have a load of people in it. We could just make it a smaller spaceship.
Yeah.
Why a spaceship though?
Well,
none of us can drive spaceships.
Can't we?
Well, I can't drive a spaceship.
Can't we?
I might be able to drive a spaceship. I think hard enough about it. Should we make a spaceship then?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do it.
See if we can do it.
Yeah.
So we'll all think lovely spaceship.
Lovely spaceship.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can speak down the tube, which is still connected.
Or you shout
And you
at
can
us.
actually, the engines are weirdly quiet.
It's more like a hum, right?
Yeah, it's more of a hum and like a hush sort of sound, so they can hear you shout.
Guys, I'm scared. What if it only works for you?
What?
Because I've never been on a spaceship.
No, but I reckon we can get you on the spaceship once it's a whole spaceship.
Okay.
It's going to be... We're going to make this...
And if we can't, we'll turn it into something that isn't a spaceship, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
Okay, let's give it a whirl.
Who's leading? Somebody's going to roll resolve.
Me, I've got 0.
I've got +1.
You.
So is Alex.
I've got +1 as well.
It's weird. It's kind of thematically nice if it's Dave.
Yeah, it is thematically nice if it's Dave. Go on, Dave.
help
But it's
me.
up to you. I don't want to pressure.
Yeah, we can help. We can help, right?
Yeah. And I'm really good at rolling, so...
We have
here we go. So I'm going to roll resolve. Nothing's on fire.
No,
So,
afraid not.
Shame.
see, it's... Oh,
7.
7?
Mm-hmm.
But if you help me,
It can go up to a success, right?
So you could try and help.
So Dave, you have your hands on the top of this thing, and as you will it, as you try to, it's almost like trying to remember what it's like, and the power of that memory is trying to shape it. You feel your form start to decoalesce, and you start to feel yourself fade in the same way that you've seen Alex fade. But if anybody would like to help, how would you like to help?
I'd love to, but I have no idea how I would remember something I have no idea about.
I'm gonna help as well, just by putting my hands onto the thing and think lovely spaceship.
Yeah. It's good that we're both thinking about the same spaceship, isn't it?
Yeah.
You are trying to defend Dave. What sound do you make, or what do you say that lets Alex know that you are in some form of danger that he needs to help you with?
Like, that's not a normal Dave night. I mean, it is and it isn't. Like,
It both is and isn't.
So I hear Dave starting to not sound too hot. Put my hands onto the inside, like just the floor. I kind of just go down onto the floor of where I am and start thinking lovely spaceship, lovely spaceship.
Oh boy.
That is a
6.
That's a.
So you're getting +2, aren't you?
It's a +2, so that's a 6. That's a fail.
Oh god.
Alex, almost without thinking, you throw yourself into this effort, thinking of nothing but like protecting Dave from that weird like fade that you felt. The memory becomes solid of your life on this ship. You remember walking this deck. You remember seeing friends standing at that console that Vikki is standing at. Weirdly, the diving helmet reminds you of a spacesuit. You're looking at your hands on the deck, and they're changing, and you can see that rainbow sheen, that oily sheen come over your hands. And Vikki, you hear a clang as Alex, one of your hands becomes metal.
Great.
It almost like in jerky stages spreads up the forearm, and your whole arm is now a mechanoid robot arm.
Oh man.
And you feel it spread across an entire half of your body.
Top half or literally left hand side?
Left hand side.
Mate.
Including one eye.
Oh, little screen.
Cool.
Little screen of his.
It's a permanent state. Oh my god.
So Vikki, you see, and I don't know what sort of reaction you have to this.
I'm panicking. Like, I'm full blown panic now.
Yeah.
This is I know that this was part of me, but this is like, you know, when just sheer panic because you're like, my body's changing and I will not be able to undo this.
You can feel, in fact, that this is not sustainable. That you being sort of half and half in different lives, in different realities, cannot hold, and this is going to tear you apart. Dave, you do it.
Yay!
At the cost of 1 morale.
Boo!
Luckily, you had some to spare.
So tell us what happens. So what is the victory that we pull from Alex's sacrifice here?
We get a lovely spaceship. It's a nice shade of brown. It's
Can I put some flavour on that?
Of course you
Yeah.
can.
It's the Warbler.
Yeah. We lost that, so that's great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So it's turned into the shuttle.
Yeah. So the rear half of the spaceship that was some version of yours oils, reforms under you, and you all of you who are on the deck who are having your weight supported by it kind of feel yourselves move around and sink into it briefly, as it lengthens and reforms into a smaller but now complete orbit-to-planet shuttle.
Yep, perfect. Get anywhere in this bad boy.
So, Vikki, you are actually now at the actual navigation console of a different ship that you do not recognise.
No, I've never been in this ship before.
Alex, you don't recognise it either. You're also quite distracted.
Yeah, I've got other things to be dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ellen, you see this.
I'm on
from the
shore, like, shit.
You lose sight of Alex completely. You can just about see Vicky's diving helmet through the forward viewing screen of the shuttle. You can see Dave still in 3-point superhero pose on top of the ship. And it now seems to be stable, where the half ship was jerkily swaying and yawing around. This one is hovering quite calmly above the lake.
Okay, I think I'm going to try and swim to it as fast as I can.
Right,
You could drive it.
Yeah, I could try and drive it over to you.
Yeah.
We should do something about Alex.
What would any of you like to do?
I mean, I'm probably going to have to start doing something to myself, so I think I'm going to have to start resisting the change. So I instantly let go and start basically trying to force the metal back to how I was. I'm still panicking my tiny metal arm away. So yeah, that's going to be what I try to do, which is reverse engineer the mistake. Huzzah!
Roll resolve.
Mixed success.
What do you reckon? What would be cool for you?
I think what would be cool for me is I stop the sensation of it tearing me apart. So I know that this is no longer going to kill me, but I can't change it. So I've still got... Maybe I've just got one bionic arm, like the leg's normal me, but just one bionic arm that kind of goes into the torso and it just kind of blends in with my skin.
Part of the way there, but not the whole enchilada.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So you force the change back from one leg. You force it back from the organs in your abdomen.
It's just up here.
From your head, you feel your eye turn back to normal, and you can feel that you're no longer being like torn between two realities. You're no longer in immediate danger of like completely losing your form in this reality. But that arm that you had is gone. This is your arm now.
I start touching things with it, and I'm like, I mean, it's terrifying. It looks terrifying, but I wonder how strong it is my immediate reaction.
Well, this could be cool.
As you start to touch things, you realise you can't feel anything. You feel no sensation from it.
Oh well, I'll make a good punching arm, I suppose.
Welcome one and all to Merely Roleplayers, where theatrical people play role-playing games. I'm Matt, your compere for this final act of Prospero and Viola. While the players prepare for their next scene, why don't we take a look at the programme? Coming up, Season 10 of Merely Roleplayers starts on Tuesday 3rd of March. This is very likely to be the final season of our current format, where we play versions of ourselves dropped into different genres and settings. I don't know yet exactly what's going to come next. All of us players are going to work that out over the next few weeks. In the meantime, next week's episode will be a post-show discussion for Prospero and Viola, the week after will be the final dropped stitch, and the week after that will be Act 1 of Season 10, which we're calling Deja Vu. Also coming up that same week, there's a Kickstarter campaign launching for a game I've been looking forward to. It's called Beam Saber. It's designed by Austin Ramsey, also of the podcast You Don't Meet in an Inn, and it lets you play the pilot of a powerful machine in an endless cosmic war. I got to do a little bit of mecha action in Parallax Inverted, but Beam Saber would let me play one of a crew of full-on mecha pilots, just trying to do their part and get out of the war intact. Or if you prefer a more traditional spaceship, astrotank or cybertruck kind of vehicle, it'll let you do those too. The main thing here is big vehicles, tough missions, and pilots who rely on each other while getting super stressed out. It's a Forged in the Dark game, developed from John Harper's Blades in the Dark, which has its own design origins in Apocalypse World, which launched the design tradition all our games here on Merely Roleplayers are based in. So if you like the kind of fiction-first, action-packed gameplay you hear from us, Beam Saber will probably work for you as well. This isn't a sponsored promo, by the way. I would just quite like Beam Saber to exist, so when Austin Ramsey asked if I wouldn't mind mentioning the Kickstarter, I said yes. You can pledge money to make Beam Saber happen from Monday the 2nd of March at tinyurl.com/BeamSaberKickstarter. Now it's time to say goodbye to the island. We tried some different things in this season, like the parallel stories and a system that I deliberately designed to give the environment a home field advantage against the players in any kind of head-on conflict. I'm really happy with how those things changed the final production, and I hope listening has been a good experience for you too. I'm going to leave you with a promo for Brits on Bikes, a programme about two kids gradually running out of shits to give as every adult in their town becomes gradually more and more unreasonable to deal with. Season 1 is complete and ready for binging, Season 2 is just starting, so there'll be something to jump onto once you're finished. After this, it's back to the island for one final time. See you back on the mainland.
In other news, it appears that Marsh Haven is on the up, as those good eggs over at Mondo Corps have done it again by announcing 150 new jobs once they open the doors to the Phoenix Plaza. Various boutiques and offices, the plaza boasts a new exhibition space. Famous Pete Mummy, and a much-needed cash injection into local secondary school, Anna Kingsford College.
Hello. Look, if you can hear this, then maybe all is not lost. Marsh Haven is not the place that you think it is. It has secrets, and there doesn't seem to be a sane adult in 100 miles of the place who wants to know. Look, just spread the word. The kids are doing the best they can, but the country needs to know. The world needs to know that...
Brits on Bikes is an actual play podcast powered by the Kids on Bikes RPG. Listen on your preferred podcatcher and follow us on Twitter @Brits_bikes. Keep on biking.
Who's flying the chopper?
Clive.
No,
Clive's not flying the chopper. Clive is aboard the chopper. So, yeah, as you run into the chopper, he is there clinging onto one of the stanchions.
I just hug him straight away. I sort of like barrel into him and hug him. I say, Clive, we've got to save my friend. We've got to save Josh. Please.
You can hardly hear what his reply over the rotors, but you can see that he's talking into his headset to the pilot, who you can't see in the cabin.
I want you to use instincts to try and plot a course to the best way to get to...
Go for it.
6, 7.
Ask 1.
What is the least dangerous path to my goal?
Follow the line of the river, because then you're not above the heat of the lava.
Great. So we follow the course of the river.
So Josh, you now feel, as well as the heat on one side and the spray of the rapids on the other side, you now feel the wind of the sound of the chopper rotors coming closer. What do you do? What do any of you do?
Can we lob one of those harnesses out? There's like a harness they have, don't they? In this is a cargo chopper, not a rescue chopper, isn't it?
They probably have proper rope in it though, as opposed to.
Rather than
Yeah.
Chuck a bloody rope out.
There's still part of me as well that's sticking on we literally just saw Strat disintegrate into thin air. And then,
Focus, woman!
And then the chopper appeared, and there was something, like he was really stuck on the ship, right? And there was something about that, and then the bottle was really weird.
Natalie, we just need to...
Are you thinking serious about this and trying to wrap your head around it?
I am, yeah.
Roll resolve, please.
My resolve is bad. Oh no, that's a 4.
Useless. Are you going to disintegrate as well?
At least you're on the chopper.
You start questioning the reality of the chopper.
No! Oh no!
No!
Oh no!
And...
Can I just slap her? Push her out! If we start to disintegrate, I'm going to look at her. I say, hey, you, get off of my cloud! I'm not losing Clive again!
The first sign is that Starkey, you start to see that sheen coming over Clive.
No, Clive.
I thought it was going to do it to me, not to Clive.
Clive, no, not again. Please, no, please. What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
What are you doing?
I just had this really weird feeling of being on a vehicle in the air.
Now.
Sorry, no, helicopter. I'm here on the helicopter. Clive is real. The helicopter's
Is he
real.
disintegrating in my hands?
No, as she starts to affirm the reality of things, he solidifies. But he looks like he felt it. Like he looks terrified and existentially mad about this.
It's okay, Clive. This has happened before, isn't it? You know, the time in Suriname? I don't know. I'm talking crap. Just throw a rope out for Josh.
Yes. Yeah. Focus on Josh. Josh, the rope.
Maybe like a winch, like one of those things that has the hook on that might be used to pick up cargo from the floor. And a lot of rope out for Josh to grab onto.
So you're defending yourself or others from imminent peril, so roll instinct, please.
That is an 8.
Either get Josh out of harm's way or prevent harm to him.
Get him out of harm's way.
Okay, Josh, before you can grab the rope, you're out of land. What do you do and how are you harmed?
I'm a hell of a swimmer, so I'm going to jump straight into that raging rapid rather than into the fire. And I'm going to try and swim and using up as much of my energy as I can. I think you can see where this is going.
Yeah.
I will exhaust myself by swimming like I've never swum before against the flow to try and reach the rope.
Yeah, but that was a mixed success, so you do manage to reach the rope.
I do, okay.
So, but you still take those consequences, though.
All the way down to 0 morale?
No, take 1 half.
Okay.
It is exhausting swimming against the rapids, but at least you're not burning up. And you're now swinging, and you... and the rope begins to winch up into the helicopter.
And I climb aboard. Clive! You survived!
It's back! Clive, how did you survive?
I made it to the lifeboats. I thought you were... I got thrown out of the porthole, but into a lifeboat, and I thought you were gonna follow, but and I was so worried when I couldn't see you.
I know, dear Clive. We'll never be separated again.
The helicopter is real. The helicopter is real.
And I just sort of hold his hand and we sit down as the doors close.
And you have one last look at the island. What do you see? What elements of the island catch your eye as the helicopter flies away, and you start to see, you're able to see the small shape of a rescue vessel that it's heading to. Obviously, one of the main features is this fresh lava flow now.
So it's like a ravine that kind of, as it goes south down the island, it went up again and turned into the cliffs that...
Yeah. It's a very, geologically, it's very confusing. It's a mad island, isn't it? So I'm going to see sort of around to the east as the island kicks round. If this is all highlands, this is lowland, so this is just a series of creeks and swamps and bogs and marshland. It's just been taken over by a series of inland lakes and bayous.
Nice.
So that's all just mangrovey, alligator-infested country, Louisiana style. So that's the wetlands. And do we see anything out? Sorry, can we see anything that's within the wetlands? Any mysterious things or?
No.
Okay, fine.
Not from this vantage point.
The mangroves just cover the majority of that mosquito-infested part of the island.
I'm going to say north of the volcano is more kind of this lava fields, but it's more rocky, as if it was more hilly. Nothing is higher than the volcano, but it is more hilly, rocky, arid. There's probably some goats down there. If any of I don't feel like this island would. It feels very very temperate and hot, but if any of the island were to get colder, this would be the area that was colder. So just a series of hilly, mountainy,
alpine style.
Yeah.
I think the grass plain will really take up quite a lot of this whole area here, probably leading into the sub-hills. So imagine the grass, it's a sort of like ravine comes down here. That's because there will be hills and grass. So with the grass bit, I did very small, it would be quite large. Then over here, I think this is going to be like a moon-like landscape, where this is like the course that the lava takes mostly. like coming down these sections here. So it's very rocky, pitted, quite uninhabitable. Not much grows there. You see like little iguanas sort of bathing on the rocks and stuff. Like Galapagos style rocky landscape here that feeds into a sort of more lush beach and hillside.
I love maps.
And the copter, the island shrinks smaller and smaller as the copter moves away until the only feature you can see is that great smoke plume on the horizon as the chopper touches down on a cargo ship and you rejoin the real world.
The cargo ship is real. The cargo ship is real. The cargo ship is real.
Yes, it is real. Of course it is. Yeah. Why are you looking like that, Natalie? Have you not calmed down a little bit?
Do you want me to see if I can find some rum on board this vessel?
Maybe that might be nice.
Natalie, as you hold the gunwale of this ship and continually reassure yourself of its reality, you're just constantly aware of the weight of that bottle in your back pocket with that map inside and of what it might mean.
So, can you get into the shuttle from on top of it, or do I need to land it?
Probably preferable if you landed it.
Okay,
please.
so I'm going to try and land the shuttle so that we can all get into it.
Okay, roll intellect.
Yeah. Oh, that'll do. That's a 12. Nice.
Talk us through it.
So, although I'm not familiar with it, I imagine because the Warbler was quite a simple shuttle, it's relatively user-friendly.
Dave can be shouting commands at you from above.
Push the button, Vikki.
Yeah, there's probably... the engine's probably still already, like, sort of running, as it were, and there's probably, like, one thing that's almost sort of like a steering wheel, but it's multi-directional instead of just left and right. So I'm able to slightly unsteadily wobble it over to the bank and then set it down. And Ellen's going, what the fuck? Why are you half metal? What is happening?
So do those of you who are inside get out, or those of you who are outside go in?
I'm probably going to go out and sort of just touch the ground and like just have a moment of like, I've lost an arm and gained an arm, and I'm not sure if it's a good arm or a bad arm.
Guys, I'm going to stay here. I feel like there are mysteries to this island that I'll never be able to forget. I don't know why. It's decided that we are special and that it's going to produce all these things for us. So I'm going to head off. I'm going to go and live on Brighton Pier. I'm going to bodge together a lifestyle for myself, and I wish you all very well.
And you're going to stay on the island?
Wow.
Do you want us to drop you off there in this shuttle?
Yeah, go on then.
Should we have a little quick tour of the island as well?
Yeah.
Just check it out, see if there's anything else weird.
Yeah,
and we can update the map.
Yeah.
And see what other landmarks we can see.
Yeah.
Who takes the controls?
Oh, there's only one man for the job. Hey. Captain Dave.
I'll drive.
Yeah, it just seems natural to us that Dave is taking the controls because we know he's going to kick off if he doesn't get to.
Dave, what colour clothing have you been wearing all this time?
It's always been brown.
We should have known. We should have known.
So, yeah, tell us some sights that you see as you fly over the island.
We see a lorry with some motorbikes stuck in the side of it.
Just like positioned in one corner of the island.
That's sticking out of like a half a mountain, so it's like half in the mountain, just the back end of a lorry with some motorbikes attached.
I think we also see a sort of amphitheatre cut into one of the cliffs that we didn't notice before.
100%.
I think it's on this side of the cliffs here, next to the waterfall, perhaps, where we couldn't have seen it from where we were at the camp in the forest there.
Yep.
I can't think of anything else. No.
Yeah, it's like what's all this cool stuff?
Maybe in the middle of the jungle, a strange sort of boat ship wreck. We can't quite identify.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like it was made to go through
water.
Yeah, you see all these strange, mysterious sights as the shuttle does a nice circle round the island back to Brighton Pier.
Do we set it down on Brighton Pier?
Yeah.
So that Ellen can...
Or like hovering parallel to the end of the pier so that we can jump out onto it.
I'm going to hop down. I gently touch the railings. Feel like I'm home.
Yeah. You can make yourself some stuff.
What you turn it into?
I think that like we bid farewell to each other, lots of hugs.
Yeah.
Be like, come visit.
Yeah.
And as you guys like get ready to go off, you see me like laying hands on the deck, and out of nowhere an applauding audience appears. And like a chip shop opens.
Yes, perfect.
Brilliant. I take a bow, I get some chips.
No seagulls.
No seagulls.
Always thinking.
Dave, Vikki, Alex, where do you take your ship?
That's a very good question, actually.
Have we got any navigational tools on the ship?
We don't even just fly really high and then you
just
can
go
see
round.
the globe, can't you?
Yeah.
But
Best navigational tool there is.
we need to go and get everyone else, don't we? We're just going to get our friends. Just going to hang out with our friends.
So we're gonna we'll try and mount some kind of rescue mission from whatever like government rehabilitation centre they're in.
Yeah.
Because now we've got a guy with a bionic arm. And
We've got pretty good proof, right?
And a
That
ship
they're
we
not
can
mad.
turn into anything we want. That's what we're gonna do.
Ellen from Brighton Pier with your
Waves.
with your bag of chips. You see as the thrusters of the ship grow in intensity and light up, and the ship blasts off around the over the ocean and over the horizon, and that's the end.
Woo! I can't believe we got the warbler back after all that.
I know, right? I've got a fake arm now.
Yeah, amazing.
Strat.
Hello.
You raise your head, and the brim of your wide-brimmed hat reveals the inside of the wheelhouse of a familiar steamship.
Yeah.
Familiar, except that out through the portholes, all you can see is whiteness. It seems deserted. There seems no sign of life on any of the benches in this wheelhouse. But from the direction of the pilot's house, you can hear a beep, beep, beep. What do you do?
I head towards the boop.
You move through the wheelhouse, and this route takes you out on deck.
Yeah.
And all you can see above you, around you, everywhere is just white. The only thing that seems real is the steamship.
Okay.
And in the pilot house, the receiver of the pilot's radio is beeping.
I'm gonna pick it up. Hello?
I think we got a bit of a problem, and I'm gonna need your help.
Oh, Errol.
You've been listening to Merely Roleplayers. In this season, Vikki, Dave, Ellen, Alex, Nat, Strat, Starkey and Josh all play themselves, sort of, in a game designed and run by Matt. Like most of our games, this one's powered by the apocalypse. You can find more games in this genre at apocalypse-world.com/pbta. If you enjoy the programme, let us know with a review or rating on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Listen Notes, or wherever you do your listening. You can also find us on Twitter at Merely Roleplay and at facebook.com/Merely Roleplayers. Merely Roleplayers is an independent production in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Join us for more drama next episode.